And so, what's up, y'all? It's me, Erika. We are down here, girl. What's up? Hope everybody had a good weekend. Today is Monday, honey. Today is Monday. Tomorrow is All Hallows Eve, honey. What are you guys going to be for Halloween? What are you doing for Halloween? Did you go to any Halloween parties this weekend? I am down here to talk about Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, okay? Yes, we are reviewing it. I'll do New York tomorrow, girl. All right, we down here. Okay, so let's talk about Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I I noticed that they're shooting it kind of differently. I don't know if that is a real thing or I'm just looking at it with new eyes. I don't know, but I feel like the way it's shot, it looks different. Like they have a new crew, a new production team or something, or new people on a production team. But the way that it's shot, I was like, okay, especially the scene with Dorit and PK and Eaglewoman. That the way that scene was shot and the way they kept, I don't know, it was just looking real different. So all the girls are back except for Lisa Rinna. She was put on pause. Go ahead, put me on pause. Okay, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, girl. Andy was on HR on the phone with HR right after the reunion. She said she don't mind. Put me on pause. Put me on pause. Okay. You on pause, all right. So Lisa Rinna isn't there, but we have Garcelle. We didn't really get into Crystal at all. Crystal, she can go. She can be a friend. Sutton, Garcelle. Wait, okay. So Garcelle, Sutton, Erika, Kyle, Dorit, and somebody else. Crystal. Girl. Girl, what is going on? With styling grace, allow me to lace these lyrical douches in your bushes. The back of the club, sipping more wet is where you find me. Hey, come on, Biggie. Mad question asking, blunt passing. I was like, they was only 25 years old. 25. Why blow up my spot? Because we both got caught. Now check it. Believe me, sweetie, I got enough to feed the needy. Hey, what? He was only 25 years old. That shit is crazy. Anyways, so breaking news, right? Mauricio and Kyle, that's like the new thing that's coming out. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment while we're talking about the intro. Dorit is talking to PK, and she is going to meet with this woman named Eaglewoman. She is, I don't know, a healer or I don't know what she is. She's a medicine woman. I don't know. So she is going to come and create a safe space for the women and do some type of healing work so they can all be on the same page, right? Okay. Girl, it was so late that I got down here. I'm 30 minutes past my normal time. It was dark. I was like, oh, we taking it to the house for real. So she's meeting Eaglewoman to bring everybody back into like, a healing space, and everybody could get their issues out right at the beginning of the season. I think that's actually a good idea. Get our issues out at the beginning of the season and then let's go. So she doesn't know how people are going to feel about, the new age stuff. To me, I feel like I find it odd that in that group of women, they don't understand. They're not. I just don't like it when there's something going on in this kind of realm where I guess you want to call it new age or whatever the F. But for none of those women to have been involved in or know about voodoo, the occult, Wiccan, paganism, I just cannot believe that none of them have that connection. Garcelle is Haitian. So for her to be acting like this is kind of weird is like weird for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, girl, what? Okay. I don't like whenever they do stuff like that, only because people act like they don't understand or they don't know. And I just find it odd that none of those women in that group, were like, oh, okay, this is cool. Like, they seemed like they were all open to it. It is what it is. So Dorit is looking at, anybody else notice Dorit is looking a little thicker in the hippers? I love it. I was like, how old is Dorit, girl? Baby, look at the moon. Baby, look at the moon. I was like, who is looking at me? You see how I looked up? Who is that looking at me? The moon is bright. That's how you know I shouldn't be out right now. The moon is still up. Girl, and it's what's so crazy is that we'll be sitting here for the time and that shit will be gone in a second. And you'll go back and look and you'll be like, damn, where did the moon go? But it's up. It's up along with the sun. The sun is over there rising and the moon is right there. I love it. When it's a full moon, it always comes through my window because by the time it gets up like to the night, like, early morning, it like comes through my window. And I'm like, damn, what is so bright, baby? Luna is so bright, okay? So I just don't understand why they act like that when it comes to, new age stuff. So anyways, they have the the retreat. They're having the retreat in Malibu. Garcelle is acting like, oh my God, that's her name. Hold on, let me make sure this bitch is recording. She's like, that's her name. That's her God-given government name. Number one, God and government don't go together. That's number one. And no, I don't understand how you don't understand that that's a ceremonial name. Like, that is more than likely, unless she was born into it, more than likely her name is not Eaglewoman. That's a ceremonial name. That's maybe a name that she was given when she went through a rites of passage. Y'all, and it's so crazy how you don't, I find it odd that you have never come in contact with people who are in that realm of of humanity. Like, I just don't believe it. I just don't believe it. I don't believe it. I love Kyle's Prada bubble jacket. I loved it. I loved it. Erika says she has to stick up for herself and protect herself. Her friend is gone. Lisa Rinna is gone. Her right hand girl is gone. So she's going to have to make friends and be nice to these women. Erika is skinny. She said it's hormones. It's not Ozempic. It's hormones and they should get some. I don't know why she would lie about that. Like, I don't know. Like, girl, yeah, I am on Ozempic, girl. You see Dolores on New Jersey. She didn't care. She was like, yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm on Ozempic. Yeah, it curbs my appetite. Okay, girl. So they're going to create a circle. They start off with sage tea. She talks about how the eagle flies close to the sun and goes around the sun to get wisdom from your ancestors and comes down and gives the wisdom to bring wisdom. Dorit wants to go first. She says she has an issue with Erika because Erika went to BravoCon and was asked, who do you think are going to be the next couple to break up? She said she really didn't want to answer the question, but she's a showman, and so she did what the crowd wanted. And then Dorit says, well, in her interview, she was like, well, it doesn't seem like you were being a showman. It seems like you were being a bitch. You went down, walked center stage, had all the attention on you, and then walked back to your seat and tossed your little ponytail. And they showed Erika doing that. But she was putting on a show for the people in the audience, right? But when she was asked a question, she said Dorit and PK. Fast forward to today, there are reports out there that PK and Dorit have split. And when Dorit and Kyle were sitting down having pizza and salad, they were both looking at each other like their marriages are in a lull or in a valley right now. Both of them were looking at each other like, is this shit over? Even Dorit explains in her interview girl, that was so funny to me. She's like, when I got married to PK, I thought that was going to be for the rest of my life. Or for the rest of his life anyway. I said, come on, bitch. Old ass marrying these old ass men. Girl, let's wait. Okay, I don't want to jump into Sutton and what she gets in spousal support. I said, bitch, you married the right motherfucker. But the way she explains it, we'll get to it. Sutton is a Virgo too. Y'all Virgos. Whew. So she had an issue with that. Sutton says the only rumor she heard about PK is when he was pulled over for that DUI. He might have had a woman in the car. She was like, but that's the only thing that I've heard. Girl, Erika asked Dorit, is your marriage strong? She's like, of course it is. Oh, yes, is it, girl? Because today, y'all separated, right? Or y'all on the rocks, or what's going on? She was like, my marriage is strong. She says, you lash out and you're mean-spirited. Erika says, well, we all do it. We all hurt each other's feelings. And Erika says she felt like she was getting hit from all sides. They showed how they kept asking her questions all last season. She's like, I felt like I was getting hit from all sides. I'd like to apologize. I love you all, and I'm very sorry. Erika apologized. She was a little she was emotional, but I guess she was trying not to show it. Kyle, she starts talking about the stuff with Kathy, how she felt alone and no one came to like comfort her. She's like Sutton and Dorit especially, but she feels like she knows like they didn't come to her to like comfort her or console her because they want to be in good standing with Kathy Hilton and get invited to parties and stuff like that, right? So she was like, yeah, you want to be, Sutton is a socialite, and so she wants to be out at all the parties. So I felt like she didn't respond in that moment to protect Kyle. But a lot of people, when it's siblings arguing, most people should stay out of it. The way that Lisa Rinna was going so hard with Kathy and Kyle and their relationship or whatever, like she should have stayed out of it. That's none of your damn business, right? Unless, Kyle says, can you talk to my sister for me or something? But it's none of your business because siblings are siblings and it's just, you can't get in the middle of that. Garcelle says, you're going after the wrong people. You're going after the wrong people. Basically, I guess she needs to be coming at Kathy. She says, Kathy calls her. Every time Kathy calls her, she's ranting on the phone. She gets anxiety when Kathy calls because she knows that's what she's going to do. She says it affects her like a child. She says, I know it shouldn't, but I feel like a child, and you know what? I'm really proud of Kyle. She says she hasn't drank in the last 7 months. She feels good about herself. Baby, when her and Mauricio started talking about them tattoos, girl, that was so funny to me. Let's see. See? The sun is coming up. The sun. Okay. Sutton, we all have regrets. Let's just try to be better friends to each other. And they all give each other a big hug at the little circle of trust or whatever. So Sutton says she got a horse. She's half Texan, girl. Girl, I'm half Texan too, I guess. That's hilarious, half Texan. I'm half Texan and half Californian. That was funny to me. So anyways, Jennifer Tilly, you know who Jennifer Tilly is, honey. I love Jennifer Tilly. I've loved Jennifer Tilly. So it's been 4 years since the store has opened, Sutton's store. And she feels very proud of herself about her business and getting her business game up. And she really wants to show her husband how she's a success. She wants to show it off to her husband. She wants her husband to see, her ex-husband, to see that she is a smart woman. She is the woman that he knew before she had children. She says, after she got pregnant in the marriage, she said in her marriage, they started off on equal footing. And then she got pregnant. And he said, I don't want you to work anymore. And then she said, fine. And she started to stay at home and becoming a housewife and started to get an allowance. Then the allowance stopped. And so she said, I allowed that to happen, and I will never put myself in that position again. Financial independence is all that I'm concerned about. I know I get, support from him, but it's almost like an anchor keeping you tied to this person, right? And she says she just wants to have her own money. She just wants to have her own. She was like, I helped him build his business. Girl said, it says Sutton gets $300,000 a month in spousal support. Girl, what? Ma'am, Sutton is, when I tell you Sutton is rolling in the dough, girl, rolling in the dough. She bought her a horse in the Netherlands, child. Talking about her and the horse connected through the horse's eyes via the internet. Girl, it's a mess. Sutton is a mess. Sutton said, I just want to show my husband, my ex-husband, that, I don't just make sandwiches and breakfast and lunch or whatever. I am the woman that you met before, whatever. She said she helped him build his company, so she deserves that damn money. I know that's right. A lot of the women do. A lot of that. And then it's so weird how when it's time for divorce, the man acts like you don't deserve anything. And a lot of you people, not y'all, but y'all, a lot of y'all think that the woman shouldn't get anything. It looks kind of golden on the sun, huh? Girl. Like Nicole Young, who was married to Dr. Dre. Y'all acted like she should have left destitute. I was like, what? He done probably hit her all upside the head. She's probably walks around on eggshells because he looks like he's about to have an aneurysm at any moment. At any moment. I want Dr. Dre to get, I really do. He's so tightly wound up. It's weird to, I don't know. He just feels like he's so wound up. Like, girl, you about to bust. Yes, she gets $300,000 a month, bitch, in spousal support. I know that's right. So we get to Erika. Erika says she's been in therapy for 2.5 years. She says that she's sitting with her therapist, and the therapist is saying, Erika says she's been able to organize her emotions, and she was like, I was married to the most unsupportive person. I don't understand. Was she calling Tom unsupportive, or what? Her first relationship? Who is she calling unsupportive? Because I was like, that man was really like, you were living off of the money that was coming into that house. So I'm not quite sure if I understand what Erika was talking about of somebody being unsupportive, because I don't understand. So she says Dorit, she brings up the issue with Dorit. She says she needs to be a better friend. And she was like, how do I do this? And the lady says, you have to show more empathy. Why is she acting like she doesn't know what empathy is? I was like, girl, you know what they say about people who don't have empathy? They're narcissists. They don't understand how to do it. They don't know how to access emotion. They're so disconnected emotionally. And they are the center of attention, like Dorit was saying about her at BravoCon. The therapist was like, it's all relative. Like, you're unable, basically, like, you need to put yourself in other people's shoes and realize what kind of upbringing they may have had. And so go off of that. But she was like, how do I do that? Girl, shut up, Erika Jane.
I just, girl, stop.
She was like, you need to start taking the high road. And she was like, well, you took the low road before and that didn't work for you, so you might as well take the high road. Dorit's house, Kyle comes over. She lets us know she's seven months without drinking. She says alcohol wasn't serving her anymore. I remember when I realized that too. I was like, this is not serving me anymore. I don't like it. It's not doing it for me anymore at all. She was saying, Dorit was saying she's happy to see Kyle in a good place. And she says she saw Kathy at Sutton's holiday party. But she's like, she's not going to be mistreated by anybody anymore. Kathy is used to getting away with certain behaviors. Right, she's rich. People are going to let her do what the hell she wants to do. And she's like, basically, enough is enough. And I said, I was like, talking to the TV, I was like, that's right, Kyle. Because it's like, you get to a certain point and maybe you have to be in a lot of times you have to be in a clear state. Stop the drinking, stop the smoking, whatever it is, to be like, oh, okay, I'm not going to let people mistreat me. I'm not going to let anybody tell me what to do. Baby, when she told Mauricio, girl, let me get to that. So she said enough is enough. Anyways, Dorit was saying that her and PK aren't connected. Kyle's saying it's kind of normal to have those times in your marriages. She was like, life happens and it can pull you apart. She was like, I thought I was going to be with PK the rest of my life, the rest of his life anyway. She says, but he just wasn't there. And I said that they were looking at each other like they knew both of their marriages were overdue. Like, I think it's time, like, this is not fulfilling me anymore. It's not serving me anymore. And for Mauricio not to know that Kyle has 2 more tattoos that he's aware of, as she told him, you need to look at my body more. I said, come on, bitch. Can you imagine the person that you're intimate with not knowing that you have tattoos? But my whole thing is, why didn't she share that she had another tattoo? I'd be happy, like, ooh. But I remember my son's father asking me not to get any more tattoos. I was like, nigga, what the fuck? What kind of shit is that? Like, these niggas will try anything to kind of control you. They will. Especially if you're a free spirit. Oh, forget about it. They want to put your ass in a cage. They do. Garcelle is spending time with her sons. Now, they're twins, but the one with the dark hair, girl, I was like, I got emotional when he was talking to her because he was so direct. He spoke with conviction. He wasn't mulling over his words. He spoke clearly to his mother and told her what his needs were. I loved it. And Garcelle says we didn't get that. A lot of us didn't get that. A lot of our parents didn't give a fuck about our needs. As long as you had clothes, food, and shelter, that's all that. Some people did not care about listening to their child, checking in with their child, asking, how do you feel like we're running the house? They basically told her they don't like going back and forth. I know y'all think kids are, what do y'all say? Durable, sustainable. What do you say about kids? Resilient. That's what y'all say. Kids are resilient, making all kind of fucking imprints that's going to affect their lives that they probably will never get therapy for. But let's traipse them back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Ask a lot of kids who went back and forth from their parents' house if they liked it. Ask them. Ask them if they liked it. Nobody likes that shit. Nobody likes that every weekend or every other weekend. I remember that. My dad coming to pick me up, staying with my dad for a couple of days, and then going back home. What I learned from a pediatrician is you can have your children for 2 weeks and have them on a routine. And you send them with their other parent, and it takes 3 days to break all of those habits. And so when they come back to your house, you have to reinforce something that's already been in place, because those 3 days kind of erased what you've taught them. Yeah, that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, everything you did in the prior weeks, you guys can get in the comments and let me know. That's what a pediatrician told me. I tend to believe the professional, the medical professional. But he said we were gone for like a year. She was like, no, you weren't. It was like 3 weeks. He was like, well, it felt like a year. She's like, work takes her away. They were saying it's boring basically at their dad's house, I guess. The one with the dark hair, Jaden. It's Jax and Jaden, I think. Jaden. Because Jax is the one who Erika was talking crazy to at the party. So Jaden, I think his name is. Baby, he let his mother know. I want more freedom. She says, I think you get enough freedom. She also said, I don't think you let me parent you. And he says, well, I needed parenting 2 years ago. I was like, girl, he's letting her have it. And that's why a part of parenting, if you want to be a parent, you have to be humble. You can't parent from a hierarchical template. You have to be humble because you're not perfect. And you don't know what effects your behaviors are having on your children unless you ask. Because if they see you in a hierarchical position, they're more than likely not to say a word and just go along to get along until they're able to leave. He says, you weren't a mom then. And the other one looked at him like, what you just say? Like, girl, what? I can't say I was there all the time. He says, I needed more before. He says, I don't need parenting. Are they 15 and 16? He says, I don't need parenting. He says, I'm not trying to hurt you, but I'm just being honest. And then she said, I'm sorry. He says, I'm sorry too. He says, then he says, I'm glad we can admit fault and then mature past it. I said, come on, honey. And then what got me, what made me kind of choke up, when she was like, who are you? He said, I'm the kid you raised. I said, come on. He was like, see? I loved that scene. I loved it. He was very matter of fact. He told his mother what he needed, what he no longer needed. He let her know. She was like, you don't let me parent you. And he was like, that's fair, but I don't need that anymore. I'm basically raised, right? Yeah, you are, but you still lack impulse. You lack decision-making skills and impulsivity. You have to be able to get that in control before you can fully say, I don't need any guidance, right? So what you're saying when you don't need a parent anymore is for them to be constantly on you, because you're responsible enough to do the things that they've already taught you how to do. And you just got to trust that what you did is going to stick, right? And it's not going to be erased by society, culture, and peers. And so then then Garcelle said she didn't grow up like that. She didn't grow up where your parents sit down with you and say, how am I doing as a parent? What could I do better as a parent? What needs do you have? She was like, even though they're twins, they're two different people. Exactly. She asked the other one, what do you have to say? He was like, I miss Ashley. I guess he got a girlfriend, honey. Garcelle was like, you are so in love with her. It's not love, it's limerence. Anyways, that was the end of the episode. I thought it was very good for the first episode. I feel like they went through all the girls except for fucking Crystal. Girl, I guess Crystal's coming next week, and then we are meeting two other women or one other woman, a black woman. So this is going to be a good season. I feel like it's going to be a good season. I'm excited to review it. I know that Potomac is coming up. I will not be reviewing it. If I talk about Potomac, it's going to be based on clips that I see on the blogs, but I'm not watching it. I think I am going to watch Married to Medicine, because I just said to myself, Phaedra is not. I love Married to Medicine. It's like literally one of my favorite shows. I think Purveyors of Pop is such a great production company. They're well produced shows. I I want to watch it. And I just am going to have to, like, I don't like Phaedra. And the times that we talk about Phaedra, I'm just probably going to be dragging her. So you're just going to have to get used to that. But I was like, that raggedy mouth, trout mouth heifer is not going to keep me from watching my favorite show. You understand me? But I will not be watching Potomac at all. I've never disliked an entire cast so much. Candace, I always say, is on the fence because how she plays this abusive going back to an abusive relationship that doesn't serve her with her and Ashley. I hate to see it. I said it last season. If Candace goes back or try to be in the face of these people, acting all nice to these people or whatever, girl, it's a wrap. So she's on the fence. Candace is literally on the fence. I think the only person saving her is her sister and Dottie. Okay, Chris. Girl, I heard he chases after the cameras. He wants to be seen. Anyways, y'all, take care of each other. Protect your energy. Let me know what you think about the episode. Oh, wait a minute. Where's the part with her? Oh, I forgot. Girl, wait. We not done. We have to talk about Kyle. Okay. Kyle's scene. I don't know. It didn't have a bullet point, so I didn't see it. Okay. So Mauricio, we see Mauricio in work mode, in boss mode. He's on the phone with his assistant Jane, and she's talking about his schedule, and she's talking about his schedule and what he can do, and when it coincides with spring break, and he has to go to Portugal for something, and Kyle comes in there and she was like, how long are you going to be, right? He was telling his assistant, I need to talk to Kyle about the schedule or whatever. She was like, how long are you going to be? And he was like, okay, hold on. He was like, but I'm working. I like that scene was like real to me. Like, he was like, babe, but I'm working. And then she was like, well, they have to meet about their schedules. And Kyle was saying, when you get to a point where you have to schedule a meeting to talk about your schedules, it's something ain't right. So he says, you want to go to Portugal during spring break? We can all go. She's like, I don't have time to do that right now at this time, at the what you're saying. But we can do something else. And then he was telling Kyle how good she looked. You look good. You are eating right. You're exercising. You haven't been drinking. You look good. He was letting her know. You look really good. You're changing your life. You're eating well and all this other stuff. So she was saying how she feels disconnected from him, basically. She didn't tell him. This is in the interview, right? She feels a little disconnected. And then she goes on to say, he was like, how many tattoos do you have? He sees a tattoo. And she was like, I have 5. I think I have 5 or 6. And she goes, I think I have 5. He was like, I only know of 3. And so she shows all her tattoos. And then that's when she tells him, maybe you should look at my body more. That's like crazy as hell. For your husband not to notice tattoos on you, can't see them necessarily. Like, she gets them in spots where they can easily be covered. But if you're intimate with your partner, they're going to see your tattoos unless you're just a mattress. So, yeah. He was like, I think that's enough tattoos. And she says, well, if I want another one, I will get another one. He's like, I won't allow that. And she was like, it's my body. And he was like, love beam. Love beam. I think he was calling her. I don't know if it was love beam or love bean he was calling her. But he started, trying to use terms of endearment to try to get her to agree. Girl, I will never agree with a man who tells me what to do with my body. I don't give a fuck what advice it is. I will never, ever. You're telling me that not to get any more tattoos? I told you my son's father tried that shit with me. I was like, what kind of shit? This nigga is really trying to control what you do, like literally with your own body. Girl, mess. And she was like, it's my body. She was like, you don't have a choice. This is my body. And he was like, she was like, I don't have to explain anything to anyone anymore, including you. I'm at a point in my life where I'm very clear on what's what. I'm very clear. And he was like, you're being rebellious. And she was like, no, I'm not being rebellious. I'm clear. That's the thing. When you stop the drinking, when you get into a different frame of mind, it does open up a new lens. It really does. A new lens, a new perspective. And you start saying, I don't have to deal with Kathy's shit. I don't have to answer the phone when she wants to call me and complain about everybody. I don't have to take Mauricio shit. You're never there. You're not there. We're disconnected, girl. I don't have to take nobody's shit. I don't have to take anything from anybody anymore, including you. I said, yes! Come on, Kyle. You better get the pussy. You better get the pussy. Where is these seagulls coming from? Anyways, it was good. It was a good episode. Anyways, tell me what you think of the episode. Let me know what you think about Mauricio. He was looking, when I tell you he was looking dazed and confused, he was like, what? Like, I can't tell you what to do with your body. I can't tell you that that's enough tattoos not to get any more. No, you can't. That's what y'all niggas fail to realize. You can't tell me what to do with my body. I know you want to be able to have control over something instead of yourself, right? Girl, but don't tell me that I can't get no, if I want another one, I'll get another one. Thanks. Anyways, y'all, that was the end of the episode. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. Let's get down in the comments. Peace.